So would you twerk on a fan on stage?
I feel like twerking is so cheap. Anyone can twerk. I'm a performer. I do more than twerking on stage.
The economic crisis facing the country has heightened the desire for almost every Nigerian to jackpot to another country in search of greener pastures. While some people are traveling alone with promises of, bringing back their families or bringing their families abroad to when they're fully settled, some are traveling with their family in one bunch. Would you rather jackpot alone or with your family? My name is Elvis Christian.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to another exciting episode of Pulse Hot Takes, which you can now stream on all platforms. As usual, today we have with us very interesting guests,
actually.
Looking so
really peng. We didn't get the dress code.
We obviously
clearly,
because I look like they chased me out of my house.
Girl,
Maybe
no.
they did.
Maybe they did.
Maybe
Stop
they
it.
did.
Your
Okay.
landlord.
So we're going to let them introduce themselves. My name is Kimmy K.
Hey guys, my name is Kimmy K. I'm a fashion model, a creative director, and a podcaster.
Are you a creative director today?
Because I am a creative
Where's the
director.
Media personality.
All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Rouge, and I'm a multi-hyphenated individual, a musician, and all-round creative.
Preach.
Very
Interesting.
I like that.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
All
to
right,
meet
let's talk
you too.
jackpot. What do you think is the reason why people jackpot? Jackpot means like run away.
To one.
To run, yeah.
To flee.
To flee, exactly. Why do you think
Yeah.
people jackpot to other countries?
Okay, so I'm from London, so I'm going the opposite direction, right?
Right.
So, I would say the economy, opportunities, the exchange rate for a number of people. But I'm going the opposite direction though.
Yeah, you're coming. You're
I'm
jackpotting.
coming. I'm jumping inside.
So you're looking
reverse
for greener
jackpot.
pastures in Nigeria.
No, it's
Yeah,
not even
'cause-
that, because the world is global now.
Yeah.
So there isn't like one. It isn't like before, maybe when it's like Nigeria, London. But I love Lagos. I love Nigeria.
I always feel like
I'm
people-
always here. Like I mean, obviously I'm home as well, but I'm always here. It's home from home to me.
I feel like people abroad tend to appreciate Nigeria
Yeah,
more than we
Why?
that stay
Why
here.
do you think
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah, because during independence, you see them doing photo shoots, green and white. But like we here,
I get so mad when I see
I
that.
get so
I
mad.
get so mad.
When I see that.
Why do you get mad?
Because you guys are enjoying a sane system, and you only come to Nigeria when it's like dirty December.
yeah,
you come,
concerts,
you flex, you
yeah.
chill, but you actually do not live the
Our
realities of being Nigerian. And anybody in
Nigeria.
current day Nigeria knows that Nigeria is crazy.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a shame that we're even having this conversation, because to jackpot is like you're packing your things in the middle of the night and you're running away before Nigeria kills you. It's sad, but it is what
It is what it is, yeah.
People jackpot for many reasons, like the green pastures, the grass is greener on the other side.
Is it?
It is.
I mean, look at
Is
her.
it?
Like, look at her.
It's just that Nigeria is not fertile soil. So.
I mean, but
We have
left to a lot
vegetation,
of
sure.
people, they wouldn't want to leave Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians will tell you that, they love. I mean, look at our weather. I mean, this one is bad,
have-
but it's
Nigeria literally has everything that any country can look for naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
We have
yes.
beauty,
Naturally.
we have land, we have space, we have population, we have sense, we have intelligence, we have
Sense.
talent, we have talent.
we do. Talent,
Okay.
yes.
Asterisk.
okay.
We have talent, we have education. If you go to America, you go to UK, you go to Canada, who leads in medicine? Who leads in hospitals? Who leads? Come to the UK, the owner of Gatwick, he's a Nigerian man. So we have everything. So it's very sad, like you said,
Yeah,
that
it
people thought they
is.
need to leave, because Nigerians are everything.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's not enough.
Yeah.
When
Clearly,
you look at your kids and
we
you're
don't have
raising
leadership.
kids, you don't have leadership.
The most important
You don't
one.
have good roads.
It's leadership.
I have slept without light. I have to say this for the past 2 days, and let me tell you, it is the worst. So when people make these decisions, they're not easy decisions, because let's even say that it is not easy to jackpot.
Yes,
When people
it's
say,
not really
I'm going
expensive.
to jackpot,
Yeah.
you will be spending, if you want to spend money, you'll be spending close to 5 million, 6 million, 10 on your travel,
The process.
the process.
Because the ticket is more than 5 million.
I wouldn't know that.
I would.
I'm not planning to jackpot anytime soon. But it's just a shame that we have to have these types of conversations.
sad.
But that's where we are.
Personally, I don't think I had, when I was in uni, I did have plans to jackpot, and the main reason was for school. That's not the main reason, that's a lie. It's to actually, chase the good life elsewhere, but we always will say it's for school. But now that I'm done, personally, I want to be established in Nigeria. I want to have, enough wealth in Nigeria, gather wealth in the country here so that I can leave, not Japa. I can go on vacation anywhere I want at any time, but come back because my whole life is here. My family's here, friends, loved ones. As crazy as it sounds, Nigeria is not functioning, yes, but it's what I know. It's what I'm comfortable with right now. Right? Yes, things are not good. I'm not living in a bubble. I know that, but I like it here. Right? If we have good leadership, I think, like she said, Nigeria is perfect. If we just have good leadership, that's just what we need to. Good leadership and a lot of older millennials kicking the bucket.
Oh my God. I mean, that's like the Nigerian dream, to be able to live a comfortable life in Nigeria. The country, Then when you're like, let me hit up my girls, let me travel to the abroad. That's the Nigerian dream. But I would not advise anyone to remain in present day Nigeria. If you have the opportunity to Japa, please do.
Okay.
I think Nigeria, or how you see Nigeria, depends on your POV.
Clear.
I've always said that Nigeria is many worlds in one, and that would determine how you say or how you believe Nigeria to be. Someone who's living, say, in a Ikoyi or in like more affluent environment and has this and has that will see Nigeria very differently to someone living on opposite side of the track. So I definitely agree with that.
That's a lot of people say that, right? I feel like 2 years ago, people would say, if you live in Ikoyi, Banana Island, and if you live in, let's say, Surulere, you have different...
Surulere.
Yeah. No, like, let's say you live in...
Side-eye.
Surulere.
Stop it.
I live in Surulere. Hey.
Okay, do you mean that Surulere is not like mainland?
It's mainland.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you live in Ikoyi...
Could you tell me what is the difference?
Between Surulere and
like
Ikoyi.
You said mainland. What's the difference between mainland and mainland?
That's a very good. So mainland. So I feel like if you are in Bagada, you're on the mainland.
Okay.
Then if you are in Ikorodu, you are in mainland.
So is there
then if you're not in Agbara,
mainland?
You are now in mainland. But no shade. I live on the mainland.
It's different.
No shade.
Even on the island.
Yes,
there's island and there's island.
There's Lekki and there's Lekki and there's Beju Lekki. So I was like, oh my God, I live in Lekki where personally, once I pass Ikate bus stop.
To be honest, if you live in Aja and all those places, don't tell us that you live on the island.
Honestly, generally, if I pass Ikate, I stop believing in you. Generally, because if you're living in Jakonde, you and somebody in Surulere, to me, people are peers. Let's not.
It's so funny.
What I was saying before, like before, I think 3 years, 5 years ago, people would say, if you live in Ikoyi, if you live in Surulere, you are seeing Lagos from two different perspectives. But I feel like things have gotten so bad. And I feel like even people in Ikoyi are feeling it. Because if you like come from a house that has an elevator inside, two of us will jam on the queue to buy fuel.
Yeah.
You understand? Two of us will jam. If police is moving mad, two of us will jam in the same place. You understand? I feel like the lines are blurring a little bit because of how bad. Yeah, we don't have middle class anymore. Yeah. Do you get? So it's now if you're rich, it's that you're wealthy, affluent, and you're on the lower class. So
but let me say something, right? Yeah. You saying that it's just good leadership that we need to like advance this country. I think it's so much more than just good leadership. There are basic things that we do not have. Like you mentioned, like roads and like look at the fact that
it's the leadership that provide roads.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
I feel like it also comes down to like the citizens and how we view we view infrastructures. Like I feel like as Nigerians, we do not care for our infrastructures well. People still litter. You can't do that in the UK.
No, you can't.
You can't do that in the UK.
I've watched one thing that UK is dirty too, but
also as well though, what you said about the whole affluent areas.
Yeah,
I do think that whether you live in, like you said, mainland or island, we both have to be cognizant of the issues, because even if you live in a bubble, you don't live in a vacuum.
Yes.
So whether or not you're in a bubble or not, you're still going to be affected. And if you continue to ignore, your bubble will be popped one day, and then
pop that bubble.
They will eat the rich.
Like that.
All right, let's move on. So if you had an opportunity, I'm speaking to, because there's a lot of women here. Would you rather travel with your partner, or would you want them to go first?
Define partner, please.
Husband.
Okay.
It's not long term.
So would you rather let them travel first and come and get you later with the kids?
I think it depends.
What does it depend on?
Depends on because sometimes one person might just be able to travel at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe, you can't financially sustain having 2 people outside. And maybe it's not just you and your partner now. You probably have kids, right? So I feel like that's why I say it depends. If it's, better for one person to go first, which is very risky sometimes, but if it's necessary if that's the only option we have, then why not?
Are you fine with that? Let's say, of course, I feel like you may not exactly relate, quote unquote. Let's say you grew up in the country and you get married, you have kids, and your husband gets a job overseas and isn't able to take you along with him abroad. Would you be fine with that?
So I think that there's 2 ways to look at this, because I've heard both stories. I've heard of a couple that they were young and the guy went first, and then 2 years after brought the woman, and they're happy they got married, they had kids. I've also heard about horror stories where the guy went first, he tried to get her papers for 10 years and he had to divorce.
Oh my God.
It's not like one answer.
It's not black and white. Yeah.
It isn't black and white. Me personally, if I was a complete novice, I had no idea what London was, and I was with him, I would probably say go first.
So now that you know what London is like, what is London like? What is London like?
But that's we don't have enough time. but in terms of if I was in a position, I would want to go with him. Don't leave me behind, please.
Go with him, but that's why I said it depends.
I mean, it depends, but men are not trustworthy.
It's black and white. It really is, because there's also been stories of women. Let's not just put everything on men.
Yeah,
there's been some women. There's been some women that have gone with their man, and they got there, and she was like,
whitey.
It was nice to know you. So
So do you want to get married?
I don't see myself getting married, except it's for money and status, and this is me being very honest.
Which will bring us
to the next. I feel like that's my only compromise. Yeah. If Paraventure or Tedola, whose one is not married? Copy is not married. That's a copy.
Wow.
Copy now.
You have a child?
Yeah, a copy comes to me and says, "Oh, Elvis, I like you, and I'm trying to get married. Do you want?" I'm agreeing, because to me, that's
change your surname to hers.
Elvis or Tedola. Don't you get the ring to that?
I can't even deal with you.
Yeah, Chidobe or Tedola. That's what we're answering.
I can't.
Personally, yeah, that's the only reason why I would consider marriage if I'm getting something out of it. If it's a transaction,
okay,
like a green card.
I was just about to say that.
So okay, so you come into the realization of you wanting to get married for, you think you said money, was it money and power?
Money and status and power.
What do you think brought you to that? Because I don't think any woman wakes up and just wants to get married for money and power.
So I think that I can definitely grow in love, but it's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of marriage. If it's not going to elevate me, if it's not going to catapult me into another level
so
of
marriage
life,
is an elevation scheme for you.
Yes, exactly that. Yes.
And
no offense to people who want to marry for love. I think it's a very noble cause. Thank you for doing that. But I will grow to love the person who brings me the money, status, and power.
Personally, I agree, yeah. Because marriage for me is predominantly transactional. I feel like I should be getting something out of it, right? Because my life was good 2 days ago before a ring was on my finger, before I bent on one knee. Right? So if I decide to kneel down and put ring in your hand, I should be getting something from it. That's the only reason why I would consider marriage.
From a man's perspective.
Yeah. People
you're a man.
People like to say that women are the only ones that get the luxury.
What do you need out of it?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You don't need anything out of it. Your devotion and duty as a man is to love your wife unconditionally. What else do you need out of it?
What do you need? The man what do you need?
I need the money. I need the status.
But I think being in marriage, right, from what we can see, it should be selfless, right? Or everyone should be giving something. I think where the issues arise is where it's a lobsided. So if one person's giving so much and the other one person's giving nothing or so little. So I definitely think naturally nothing should come out of it.
Think so.
Good.
But what do you call it? An elevation scheme?
Yeah.
Are there tiers
yes.
Platinum package, gold package, and silver package?
And let's say the example, your $10 package is up there. Then if I'm marrying you because I want to get a green card, that's the gold package.
Okay.
Then the bronze package is if I'm marrying you just because I want to get a promotion at work and they won't give me that promotion.
From you? So
you get Elvis. Elvis is the full package, baby.
What is the full
package?
Example. For example, I can be caring when I want to.
Can you imagine when you want to?
Yeah, I can personally feel like the reason why I'm not getting married is not because I won't be a good husband. I think I'm going to be a fantastic husband.
When
right?
you want to.
No.
Will you cheat?
If I devote, I would not. I'm a very monogamous person. Very, very monogamous person. So cheating is not the reason. My reasoning is not because, I don't think I would do well in marriage. I just don't see myself functioning optimally in a marriage.
Okay.
I don't want to come back from work and be frustrated and I see somebody looking at me. Go to your father's house.
But can you define that? Because like when you say looking at you, is the person giving you peace or giving you turmoil? Like what's the issue?
I feel like you may intend to give me peace, but
you're just naturally frustrated.
Yes, I just would not get peace. And I also I just want a child, 2 daughters, and I'm good.
In or out of marriage?
Out of marriage. Actually.
Okay.
You want to be a baby daddy?
Why?
I don't even want the mom to be in the picture. I feel like we are going out of our
men
comfort.
of
So you want a surrogate?
Yes, fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Back to
Yes, enough of Elvis. I felt like you were trying to murder me. Let's move from Elvis.
back to the Japa trend. So she said something about getting married for money, status. What do you guys think about getting married for a green card?
Yeah, because I mean personally, I'm
No.
Yeah.
So.
I'm asking us generally.
She just insulted the people. Anyway.
I think that
Stop it.
getting married for a green card
Yeah.
without your partner knowing, like that's like the only intent, that's the only thing you want to get out of them, I think is cruel.
That's
Yes,
I think
I
it's
very
do think
deceitful.
I think it's
Yeah.
opportunistic.
That's fraud.
Right? Yeah. I think that if you and your partner, right, you know that you want to get to a new level of life by getting a green card, I think it's a conversation that you guys should have. But if you do that and be like, the only thing I want to get out of this
No, that's what I don't
is a
agree
green
with.
card.
I don't agree
No,
with
that's
that.
a no for me.
I can't even
That's
kiss
a
someone I'm
no
not
for me.
attracted to. So if I'm sure I want to marry you for a green card, I'll tell you. I was like, this is
Yes,
part
yeah,
of
it has to be.
this is part of the deal. Or you'll be like, I'm Nigerian. I want a green card. Is it green?
It's the US.
That's what it's called.
Green.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
I want to get citizenship from America, and it's an American babe, and we're talking. I feel like it would come up in the conversation. That yes, I intend that when we get married, I want to move with you to America and live there and have children there. It will come up, but I feel where the problem is that a lot of people do that deceitfully. Like it won't come up. They don't really even like this person. You understand? So the moment they achieved that purpose, I think Portia and her husband are having that problem right now. Yeah.
Don't bring up Portia.
Yeah, Portia, I think that's the problem her and her husband are having right now. So now that the husband has tried, he has married an American babe, he's trying to process the thing, his criminal records allegedly are pulling him back. Now the woman wants to divorce. So last, if you
I
know
knew that
work,
marriage was never going to last.
you understand? If
Why?
you don't work for you.
It was obvious. From all the paparazzi, it was too much. I knew it wasn't going to last.
I mean,
It was beautiful though.
She did take the man from someone.
She
so,
enjoyed. So
Did she?
yeah.
Okay.
allegedly.
On the show, Seth. It's not alleged. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Okay, so
Anyway.
you can marry for green card. You can marry for green card. I can marry for green
We
card.
can all marry
So,
for green card.
do you think you've been in a situation where someone liked you for your
passport.
citizenship or passport?
Absolutely not.
Maybe you didn't know.
No, absolutely not. I don't date low vibrational men.
Let's go.
What are low vibration men?
Low vibration. It is what it is.
No, like give me details. I want to know if I'm
because
low vibration.
I feel like what you just said is deceitful.
Yeah.
And inherently a man should not want to take or should want to give. So I don't surround myself with men that would want to do such a thing.
So men should always want to give.
I didn't say always. I didn't say
Okay.
absolute.
Okay.
But I just feel like inherently a man should want to care, give, elevate, grow. So a man who's seeking out a prey is not that guy.
Most men.
So you heard it here first. If you are seeking out for a prey, you are a low vibration man, and you should start vibrating higher.
I agree.
Okay, so still speaking on partners, traveling, there's been this, trend on X of where, someone travels, leaves the partner behind, goes there, and like she said, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You go be.
What do we think about this? I mean, I don't want to
I
say there was advocate, but I feel like, first of all, disclaimer, that's wrong.
yeah.
But maybe,
She found love.
if you're not married to the person and you get there, I don't know. I've never jackpot before and left anybody behind. I don't know what you went there. I don't know what you saw. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Me, I feel like, okay, moving to a new place is hard. Maybe you can go there, it's hard for you adjusting, you know, it now starts to affect the communication, and then the person that is behind doesn't really understand because they're not in your shoes, they don't know what you're dealing with, and then it becomes a problem and leads to a breakup. But if it's that you now went there and now decided that I've seen greener pastures, so this person that I'm coming from, I can't really do this anymore. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what? I feel like people that if we're in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And you go abroad and you find someone, quote unquote, better abroad. I feel like I would excuse that if I hear that story, but like, there's no commitment like that. It's just boyfriend, girlfriend.
But not when you're married.
Exactly. But if you're married too, I can still understand in a way. Like, I don't know what you faced, or I don't know your reality. I don't know what made you do that.
Very
so
true.
I would always still look at it. Okay. But if you're married with kids,
Children.
right, and you go abroad, and you now abscond, leave your family,
That's really the worst.
like leave your family.
Yeah.
I feel like that is sick, and you're on the
horrendous.
same level with a serial killer to me,
It's
because
horrendous.
you have left a whole people. And one thing with Nigerians, I'm speaking the Nigerian reality, is that once someone goes abroad, people start seeing you, your family starts seeing you as their hope.
Yeah.
The children says, oh, daddy's going to make money and probably change our reality.
Yeah.
My husband is abroad, or my wife is abroad. You know, she's working to change things because you are in a place where things are provided such that you can. So if you know this is happening and you go on to break up or file for a divorce from abroad, you are a madman.
Oh my God, see this thing
A
that you
mad
just
woman.
said. So I was on my way back from work one day and I was listening to the radio, and there was a guy that called in and was asking for advice. So his wife traveled based on, I think her boss got her an opportunity abroad, and you know, she needed to leave, but obviously the whole family can't leave at once. So she has to go
Her
first.
boss.
She has
Wink,
to go.
wink.
She has to go first, and then, you know, so when she goes there, she will try to bring the family.
Yeah.
And then she goes there, and it's been 10 years, and now she's sending back her husband divorce papers.
Wow.
Who is the person that married her? Your boss?
She didn't say.
Wow.
The guy didn't really say if she's getting married to someone else or not.
Wow.
He just said that, you know, they've been waiting. She kept saying that, oh, things are hard, but they're working.
But they are
on
hard.
it.
They are so good enough that she can get divorce paper. Things are hard.
Stop it.
It's going to get better and whatnot, and they have kids.
Oh, that's sad.
So she left the kids.
She left the kids and the
I mean, I feel
Wow.
like you guys have said it all. Like it's cruel and bad to do that to someone, especially like with your kids and all. But I feel like if a relationship is faulty from Nigeria,
Yeah.
if the foundation is faulty,
Mhm.
and the person and one of them moves to the abroad, it is what it is.
It's going to happen. It's headed for the bricks.
It is
immediately.
going to happen. They're going to crash. So this Japa conversation, like traveling with your partner or leaving your partner, there needs to be a solid foundation.
Yes.
And communication needs to be a 10.
Yeah.
And when you go abroad, it needs to be an
Massive.
11.
It needs to be
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Because even if your guy lives in the same state, communication is a big deal. But I think, like you said, you've said it all. I think if you travel with your boyfriend, it's very different from your whole husband, father of your children. It's a whole nother thing, I think. And where kids come into play. This situation, 10 years, was she trying to get his papers, or it was just
That's
silence?
what she claimed.
Claim.
I mean, they were in communication. You know, she'll always give the excuse of, "Oh, things are hard."
That's
I think.
Things will happen for 10 years and you're still there.
Aside the opportunity, she
But
got
hold
for
on,
a
did
job.
he really believe? Like when it got to like
did.
year 5, like he was still like
He really did, because
believing.
he came on radio and was asking for
That's
advice.
why. That's
and
where
he
the
doesn't know
hope
what to do.
comes in.
cold.
People, they are hoping
That's
on her
cold.
that something
That's
is going to
really
happen.
cold.
That's very, very, it's
That's
very, it's
harsh.
very sad.
But like women in male-dominated spaces. So
Yeah.
what can I say?
You know, it's like women be showing paper too, right? All right. So, what do you think about Nigerian men in the UK? How are they like? Because we've heard a lot about Nigerian men in the UK. What's your experience?
I love Nigerian man. I think Nigerian.
I thought
men
this is a
are
very
great.
pageant
No,
answer.
no,
Just
no.
give me Miss
No,
World.
no. Seriously, no. Like seriously, like I love black men. I think black men are like the highest. Me personally, but then there's something about a Nigerian man. I just don't know what it is. Nigerian men, oh yes.
Your voice has changed.
That's what it is. The thing that she's saying about Nigerian men, that's what's making her change her voice.
But no, with Nigerian men in the UK, I would say it depends on how they've been raised, because there are some that are like
badly behaved.
No, like they're British, but they have that African flair. No. So it depends on how they've been raised, or if they had like older siblings or cousins that give them some Nigerian juice. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then you have some that are just like, you know, you get me though, man them. So like it just depends. I don't particularly go like are attracted to those kind of guys, but I just say it depends. I just think I think like Nigerian men are just
The same Nigerian men.
I'm sure Christabel, what do you think about Nigerian men in Nigeria?
The ghetto of the ghetto.
No, okay.
What do you think about Nigerian men in
Nigeria?
Nigeria?
Real though. Nigerian men can be fun. You know, they have swag and they're cool. But the misogyny is deeply ingrained in their spirit. Except
but
you
that's
are
worldwide. That's a worldwide issue.
Misogyny is different here. In the UK, they can tend to like shape shift.
So give me, like, I'm not saying that does not exist.
Yeah.
But give me a scenario. Give me an example.
Have you ever been catcalled by Nigerian men?
You are catcalled everywhere of your life since age 10.
I think it's worse
since
here.
age 10. Every girl is catcalled from age 10.
You look really nice, right?
Okay.
So I want you to, just for experiment, go to Japa market. Then you will see what she's talking about.
Try it.
You will be called names that you've never heard before.
Like
aside
uncomfortable.
My color.
They will touch you.
And they will grab you. They will
grab
grab
you.
like abuse.
I was 16
Assault.
when a man grabbed me on the road. I was going to school. I was in Unilag. A man grabbed me on the road. I was like, I'm going to rape you. I'm going to kill you. I was 16.
I'm going to kill you.
Yes. It gets that bad. Like he said, go to Japa market.
Wow.
When we say Nigerian men, Nigerian men
Although
differ.
I just want to clear that
Nigerian
Japa men do not represent
Nigerian
Nigerian
men
men.
differ.
But yeah.
I said Nigerian men can be fun and interesting and they have swag. But when we talk about actual Nigerian men, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like, and I'm not negating your experience, but don't you feel like there's scum in every society?
But you know, there's percentage of scum like alcohol. There's 12% and there's 7%.
The scum here is different.
But the scum here, even as a man, I don't know about the same thing with the truth. Nigerian men, dear bad, Jesus. Sometimes you're scrolling on Twitter and you're wondering, do we all live in the same community?
Nigerian men in the UK know that they have to behave. In the US, they know they have to behave because there are laws. Like if you do certain things, there are laws. But here, people can get away with anything.
There's no repercussions, basically.
Yeah.
All right, like if she goes to report that, I was catcalled in
laugh,
Japa,
right?
they'll be like, if they shout for you, shout for them back, type thing. So many times when people go abroad and they're not comfortable yet, out of desperation, they decide to, marry someone so that they can easily get settled and comfortable enough to bring their loved ones into the country from, let's say, Nigeria. How do you feel if your husband calls you and says, just so that I can easily sort you out and bring you over here, I want to marry someone?
Immediately, no.
But it's in the long run, it's for you though.
Is it?
I would advise you say no.
Why?
No.
Yeah,
but what if your husband is genuine though? What if he's being for real? Like
that's
he just
a
wants
recipe for disaster. I would advise.
I agree.
I feel the audacity to even say that to me means something else is already going on in the background. Like I don't even trust that.
Because he had to literally think about it. Go to the phone book, dial a number, process it, call me and say that. No.
I feel he should be scared of me. Like he
I
should
think
be
that's
scared of
crazy.
me that he wouldn't even bring that up as an option.
But like I said, out of desperation.
Why are you?
Why are you desperate?
Would you do that?
Why are you that desperate that you need?
No,
Would
for
you
real.
do that?
Can you do that?
So you guys said as a man, inherently, naturally, you should be thinking about giving, caring.
Oh, I see the angle you want to go
Exactly.
to. Really?
Exactly. So if I'm thinking about my family,
Not that angle.
I should be thinking about any means possible to get them comfortable.
No, that's extreme.
It's not an extreme.
There are lines.
It's not. No, it's not a
You're
line.
crossing the line.
It's even
There is a
blurred.
line.
Let me explain.
blurred.
Let me
Okay,
explain.
so
Wait now.
before
Wait
you
now.
explain.
Before now, a blind man cannot lead another blind man. You understand? Ejego achego. I need to be settled well abroad. And for me to be able to easily bring you into the country, let me have a sham marriage. I feel the problem stems from you not trusting your husband.
Because now you're going to
It's
get
your
married.
fault.
It's our fault for not trusting the man.
Yes, you should trust the man to know that the man that
this
I
sham
married.
marriage, are they going to have sex?
Are they going to be living like?
Why did you
Because
hesitate?
Because you know.
Why did you hesitate?
Now, like we need to know.
No. I feel like you can have a conversation with your wife and say, "Oh, for this period of time, let's have an open marriage."
Are you crazy?
Yeah, open marriage.
That is a slippery slope.
It's not necessarily. It's not even necessarily even cheating. It's called an entanglement.
Oh, wow.
You get entangled for a while, just so that.
Let's imagine.
Jada Smith in the house. Okay,
This is sham marriage.
This question has gone to hell real fast, like really fast.
Let's ask questions. Are they going to live together? Are they going to have sex? Are they,
Yes.
what are they going to do?
They're going to be living like husband and wife.
It's a marriage. I have to
They
make
have
the
to
woman
stay
believe
together
that.
for a period
They
of
have
time.
to stay
have to be,
together.
like,
See, I know someone that
believable.
traveled, right?
If you want me to play a role, I should play it well. So if I'm married to somebody to get a green card, I should play the role well, and the sex will be good.
Wow.
So that
the sex
she will
will be good
believe
too.
me.
Wow. This question went south real quick.
No, for real.
What if she doesn't want to share her husband's penis?
Who? The woman.
The woman.
She should understand that she don't want to come abroad.
Because
She should stay in the She
So
that's why they will leave them there
now,
for 10 years.
you now, let's assume because we know that you don't want to get married, but
Yeah.
let's say in another world you get married and your wife travels and she now calls you on a Sunday afternoon after eating jollof rice, right? And
Very
says,
calm Sunday afternoon.
the love of my life, I have something to tell you. So we've been talking about bringing you and the kids over here, but to fast track the whole process, I need to open my leg for another man.
I mean, you better arc well.
I will stone you with this
so that he
cup.
will process it fast.
You're a liar.
Big lie.
Genuinely, I barely, to be
Big
honest, jealousy
lie.
and me, no, they really gel like that.
This is your wife we're talking about, not your girlfriend.
If she's
your
comfortable,
ad-end
your
wife.
wife.
but then we always say her body, her rights. Right? It's a woman's body. She has the right to do whatever she wants to do with her
Elvis,
body.
be real.
Or you don't believe that?
Be
I thought
real.
you're
This is-
feminist.
that's
I don't
nothing
believe
to
you.
do with her body,
That's
right?
You're a
See how your
liar.
ideologies comes back to bite.
You're a liar.
I know. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to react to things that have been trending on X specifically. So, a Nigerian famous, acclaimed, I think arguably one of the most acclaimed directors in Nollywood was seen dancing with his daughter. And quite literally, it was like a grind. It was grinding his
Did you
daughter.
see the video?
Did you see the video? Don't worry, you will see it later. So it caused a lot of Nigerians to react like, what are the boundaries with dancing with your daughter? Because it was really, I don't want to use the word sensual,
It
but
was a lot.
it looked really sensual. She was
looked really
literally
sensual.
throwing it back for her daddy.
That's her daddy.
You understand? Her daddy, her father, not daddy.
That's her
Because
daddy.
anyone can be your
Her
daddy,
father.
but your father is different. You get what I mean? She was throwing it back for the father. Personally, I looked at the video. Initially, I tend to always want to think objectively. So I was like, oh, maybe that's their relationship. They are really close like that. But I was like, I'm close to my mom.
I'm close to my
I ain't gonna grind my mama.
Yeah, but like I'm not dancing like that with my mom.
Yeah.
And she lost me very well. I'm not doing that with my mother, right? So I don't want to tell him how to raise his child or what to do. But personally, I did find it weird.
I found it very
Very weird.
disturbing.
And at the end of the video, he called his son to join in. So it's like,
Threesomes
uncle,
in the family?
I did not see that.
At first, I thought it was Nigerians being Nigerians, but then I watched the video and it was giving incest, to be honest. Kunle Afolayan, like, what's going on? I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what
a
I like to do. I was like,
just
maybe-
a father-daughter moment, but it was giving incest. Why is your daughter throwing her ass back on your dick? It was scary to me, and I was like, oh my God. Like,
And it was in
let's move
public
on.
though.
It was in public.
So like following what we've seen, what do you think about the video now?
I'm just not convinced that's his real daughter. I'm just not convinced. It can't be.
Why?
It can't be. Because when he brought the son, even the son was uncomfortable. Like, are you sure that's his daughter? As in like
Yeah,
DNA?
I-
That's
Yes.
the question
Like,
everyone was asking.
chromosomes. Like he gave birth.
It's on wire.
Yeah. I don't believe it.
That's a child. Like initially I was like, oh, fathers are very attached to their daughters. My dad and my elder sister, they're really close. But I don't even think they even hug.
My dad and I are really close, but my dad and I would not.
Yeah, I don't believe
According to Nigerian standards of fathers, that was a lot.
Do you know the crazy
That
thing?
was
The crazy thing is, as they were dancing, she used her hand to hold the back
him
of
in
her-
place.
In place.
Girl, why are you
She's a
grinding your
professional,
daddy? Like,
though.
why
Like,
are you
I feel like
throwing your ass on your
her
daddy?
She should be
hands
using
on her
those
knees.
skills on the right people. Like she has a lot of skills clearly.
On her knees.
Like
Oh,
hands on your knees.
I don't believe it.
Megan is
I
telling
just
on.
don't believe it's her real dad. I don't believe it.
Right, maybe a father
there are
figure.
things that we do not know.
Yeah.
So like, let's not jump into conclusions.
yeah.
I mean, we're not judging anybody.
No judgment.
You
your,
judge.
your daughter, you're right.
Stop it.
All right, so Big Brother alumni Doreen came on the fire for saying that she went into the market. She posted this on her social media. She went to the market and she just realized that, oh, a lot of Nigerians are suffering. That she's just seeing that. She's just realizing this now that Nigerians are suffering, blah, 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 blah. And people started dragging her for her statements. And people were like, oh, time and place. Like, we don't need to hear it. That what do you mean that you're just figuring out now that...
What do you mean by time and place?
So by time and place, yeah, people were like, we don't need to hear another rich person. By the way, I don't even want to use the word rich on her. I don't know if I can. I don't know her pockets. So let me just scrap that out. So people are like, oh, she's not in a place to start telling us how she came to the market, saw how things are bad and went back to her bubble to now make a post to tell us that Nigerians are suffering. So that's what people are saying. It's like, it's the rich kind of thing. Like, don't tell me how things are bad.
So
you can't relate type thing.
I have mixed feelings about that because first of all, people will come out and say, if you're a public figure, lend your voice, speak on the things that are happening in the country, right? So maybe she really didn't know. I can't even lie, even me I'm rich, right? money. But I'm starting to really realize how bad it is. So one day I was going to visit my friend and, I was in traffic. It was a long traffic and I was really thirsty. So I wanted to buy water. I called the guy, Oga, give me bottled water. And bottled water is now 300 naira. By the way, this is not even like a known brand. 300 naira. Pets soda is 400 naira. Bricklayers that eat bread and soda every day, how are they going to survive? I didn't know until I experienced it for myself. So I don't think she was wrong for coming out to say, oh, I'm just now realizing that this. Yes, she'll come out and say it and go back to her bubble. Yes, but I don't think she was wrong for coming out to say, oh, I just realized that people are really suffering. Maybe, well, me, I don't see
I feel like another angle you can look at it from here, because I understand that people tend to say celebrities, popular people, public figures should lend their voices to Nigerian problems. I feel like lending your voice as a public figure is not enough. Yes, I don't expect you to do the job of the government, right? But if you're lending your voice to a cause, I do expect you to be doing something about that cause. So when you went to the market and saw that people were suffering, did you tip the woman?
That's a really high standard.
I know. I get that. I understand that. I do understand that.
I think
that's the angle people are coming from.
So we have to be sensitive. Like I said, don't negate people's
experiences,
right? And I think the more people try to understand and be empathetic to other people, the better for the country. Even if you're in a bubble or not, to understand where people are coming from, people's struggles and pains that's needed in the country to be progressive. But you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And also I think that we can't put the onus of saving the world on public figures, musicians, actors, right?
True.
That they have to save the world and be the saviors and the heroes. They have to do as much as they can and, like you said, lend their voice and, speak in public forums. But there's a government for a reason.
Yeah.
And the onus is on them. But I think where you can, you should definitely, help and give and do as much. But to put saving of the world on public figures' shoulders is too much.
It's unrealistic because what can
unrealistic.
Doreen really do?
It's too much.
Because I feel like Doreen has her own problems too. Just her problem, no, like I better pass my neighbor type thing, right? So meanwhile, I was just trying to get where people are coming from. I don't see anything wrong with Doreen's posts because she saw something, she posted it on her own social media. You came to her account to read it, and you're not writing pieces and giving hot takes about it. Do you get what I mean? So that's that aside. Now, last week we discussed the whole...
I didn't say it. So I was going to say that while I think that Doreen's post had no ill intent, and I think that maybe it came from a good place, I get why people feel offended. And I feel like she could have worded her post better because I read the post and then
I didn't see the post.
Okay, I read the post and she was really highlighting. Oh, I didn't know that it was this bad. I didn't know. I feel like she could have worded it better. I feel like she could have made it a call to action.
It sort of tells ignorance.
Yes,
a lot of I didn't know.
It's side eye,
which
side eye
believe.
going because it's our reality, right? And I get she's in a bubble. I get, but I think that she could have made her post more of a call to action to the government. Okay,
that's what I was saying.
The government should do this because, like you said, Doyin, what can she do? Baby girl is chilling. Baby girl is living life. So you can't expect Doyin as a person to change Nigeria.
And she's not really far from the average Nigerian.
But the way she worded her post could have been different.
Then.
She could have worded her post different. So I get why people feel offended.
Or do you feel like people are offended because they felt it wasn't genuine? Maybe people didn't believe that she was just realizing. Because if someone says something and you really believe them, it will land different. But if I'm like, you're actually a liar. Like we know you know.
I also think it's because it's an angle. And Doyin is the kind of person that people tend to. I'm not calling her one, but people tend to say she's a clout chaser.
She's controversial.
She's very controversial. She tends to say things to spark conversation, to get people, you understand? So I feel like people take anything she's, and if Doyin comes outside and say, I don't like water that I bought on the mainland, they will drag her. If Doyin comes out to say, oh my God, I made this hair and they did not do it well, they will drag her. Doyin is, I'm sure she's used to it. I like it for her. Exactly. Yeah. So finally, Omale's babe came. The babe that was grinding Omale came out to apologize to the guy publicly. She was like, "Oh, because it was done publicly, she should apologize publicly." I don't know if they are dating, if they're back together, type thing. So. What do we think? A lot of people were like, oh, she didn't need to apologize, not to anybody, right? It was harmless on her part. All she wanted to do was, she wasn't even dating the guy for a long time. It wasn't even up to a year of relationship. So she didn't really owe him a lot. Do you guys agree? Do you think she was, first of all, you were not here. Do you think she was in the wrong though?
So I think that's it. That's when I first saw the post, I was like, opening up your partner to this type of ridicule is vile. But then looking back, I felt like the internet did too much.
Yes, we did.
We did too much. And the biggest person that gained from this entire situation is Omale.
Of course, musician, like she went to a concert, right? I didn't see everything, but I think he called her up.
Yeah.
And as musicians do, we call people up on stage to have a great time. So the guy that was her boyfriend, he was like, I think he was like in the crowd and someone like, and I made like jokes of it.
Would you as an artist, would you call, like if I was at the audience?
You call people out all the time because you want to give an experience. The whole point of being a musician is if you can just come to my show and it's the same, then you may as well just stay at home and listen to my MP3. Yeah. The whole point is I want to give you an experience. Where that may lead you is something else, but I'm going to give you an experience. Yeah. That's the whole point of a show.
So
I would never fault that girl for wanting an experience with an artist. Like I would never fault it. Maybe the way that she went about it. And again, I feel like it's in the moment. If a certain artist calls me on stage, I'm sorry to say, anyone beside me, you go be like, I'm going up on that stage.
All right, so you talk about the male experience, right? So would you twerk on a fan on stage?
I feel like twerking is so cheap. Anyone can twerk. I'm a performer. I do more than twerking on stage.
What is more?
Well, come
male and you'll find out. Female.
Come and you'll find out.
Male or female?
Both.
Yeah. Come and you find out.
Okay, let's say you should come and find out.
First of all, when I'm on stage, I don't know where I am. Like I
live in the moment.
Most performers will know that when you're on stage, you don't even know. It takes a minute to come back down when you come off. That's why when you're on, I'm not responsible for anything I do when I'm on stage. So yeah, that's it. Literally, it's always action. You have to perform because you want people to come for more. And if it's just a normal a song, hey, ho, then someone can just say, Nigerians work hard and they're going to give you their naira and buy a ticket. I want to give them a show.
The internet did too much. I feel like...
But the internet is made to do too much. We always do too much.
No, they did too much in this case because the girl came out to say that she was receiving death threats. Is it that serious?
No. Yeah, she did say that.
Is it that serious?
I know Kai Cenat came out and was like, you know Kai Cenat? He's a big streamer, the biggest streamer in the entire world.
It's not that deep.
So he wanted to invite her to tell her side of the story, and she said that she wasn't going to come on his show if he doesn't compensate her.
As she should.
Like in money.
Yeah, because...
But then then because she
clout.
declined, he now brought her boyfriend and gave the guy $25K, and the guy has an ad now all over the internet. So
he wanted to spite her.
Yeah, yeah.
He wanted to spite her.
Definitely.
That's why I said the
that guy
internet
is very
did too
spiteful.
much.
Yeah.
They did too much. Is it that
Was she the one
serious?
that had like the shadow? There's like a shadow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Jess.
yeah.
Girl, live your life.
Girl, he'll be fine. He'll go.
I'm sure
through
there are
it.
guys
all
who have DMs now. Trust me.
They will
Everyone
all
will be okay.
We'll be
Because
fine.
their
Something
threats-
will happen. They'll
Is it
forget
that
about it.
But
serious?
death threats are going a bit too far.
Is it that serious? I beg.
It isn't that deep. It never is that deep.
All right, guys, that is all we can take on this episode of Pulse Hot Takes. Remember that you can stream this on all streaming platforms. We're accessible right now. So yeah, from all of us in the studio, we're saying one.
Bye.